Welcome to Travis Laughs. Guy was telling me the other day that he hadn't worn anything on his face for the last 18 months. It was his way of pushing back against what he perceived as a government overreach. He was striking a blow for liberty and an individual's right. He told me he basically considered himself Batman. And I told him that was the stupidest thing I ever heard. Oh, why? You don't believe in liberty? I'm like, no, it's not that. I'm sure that 600,000 people would get up and applaud for your service, if they were still alive instead of dead from a disease that was easily manageable if we had all just done our part. But it's the stupidest thing I ever heard because Batman always wore a mask. Of course, I didn't really say that to him. And it's not because I'm not brave. I'm very brave. In fact, here's a video of me fighting not one, not two, but 3 hornets. So obviously, courage isn't an issue. You know what? I will say that to him. The next time I see him, I got to remember his name, because that's just sad if you see somebody, you're like, hey, what's your name again? Because we were talking a few weeks ago, and I finally thought of a great comeback. That's no good. And I hate how bad I am at remembering names. It doesn't bother me so much if there's no reason I should remember, hey, Travis, remember me? We talked for 2 minutes at a party you didn't want to be at back in 2016. Oh yeah, Mr. Why the hell would I remember your name? Yeah. But it does bother me when it's somebody I should know and I can't remember their name because I'm that idiot that actually guesses. Somebody will be like, hey, Travis, how you doing? And I'm all, hey, oh, hey, Kristen, Kirstel? Travis, Samantha. Oh, and that's doubly bad because I have an Aunt Samantha. I have an Aunt Candace. I have an aunt. Anyway, I don't beat myself up about it too much because I think I'm a believer that self-talk is super important. You have to have positive self-talk because positive self-talk helps prepare you energetically to have a more successful future as opposed to negative self-talk where you kind of handicap yourself moving forward. And then of course between those two, there's neutral self-talk, which it doesn't assign blame and it doesn't accept responsibility. Positive self-talk is I'm going to be the best partner. I'm going to make sure that my significant other always feels appreciated and prioritized. Not a negative self-talk would be I'm a horrible partner. I don't deserve love, and then neutral self-talk would be hey, sometimes people forget 2 anniversaries in a row. Positive self-talk is I am going to start doing my Kegel exercises religiously. I'm going to get in the gym and get really into great shape. And I'm also going to watch my diet and make sure that I'm eating things that are healthy for me. That's positive. Negative would be my God, I'm a disgusting monster. I shouldn't be allowed out of my house. That kind of thing. Neutral would be well, I knew how far I was from the bathroom when I ate the suspect shrimp scampi. I had no way of knowing that as I raced up to it, it would be occupied. Positive is, I'm going to be the best driver ever. I am going to set a new bar for exemplary road etiquette, and never again am I going to be putting notes into my phone about my comedy set while I'm driving. Negative would be oh my God, I'm a horrible person. I deserve to spend the rest of my life in jail or whatever. And then neutral self-talk would be hey, she was old. She was going to die of something eventually anyway. Hey, Travis, how's it going? Oh, hey, it's going pretty good, Kevin. Devin Dilbert? Travis, that's rude. It's Priscilla. Oh, I'm so sorry. God, how could I take a Priscilla and turn it into a Devin? Not that there's anything wrong with that. If it makes you happy, you should pursue your joy. You should be a Devin if you want to. But I should let you make that choice. What are the chances that if I just keep talking, I'll turn the situation around and it'll stop being awkward? I have a friend named Devin. He'd make an amazing Priscilla. damn. I think a lot of men are turning into women now anyway, in some ways. And I don't mean like we're getting softened up by our cultural expectations, because frankly, I think that it is a real arduous, heavy lifting job to accept and include people if you don't understand where they're coming from. You don't understand their culture or their worldview or their orientation, but you accept them anyway. That is a power move, and I think this generation is killing it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about like cell phones. All right, like, and I don't mean radiation that's messing with our hormones, etc. Although, for all I know, that may be happening. I'm actually just talking about the mannerisms of people that own cell phones. You know, just our mannerisms are becoming traditionally feminine in many ways when it comes to our phone. Like if we almost drop it. Your buddy comes to pick you up for the football game, and he's like, "Hey, you ready? Did you bring your phone?" And you're like, "Oh, my phone!" Sit down. You know, men used to sit like this, obnoxiously, but now we're all legs together and sitting up proper so that if we drop our phone, it doesn't get broken. Not to mention, if you carry your phone in your shirt pocket and you go to bend over for something, you're like, I wouldn't want anything to pop out. Thanks for watching. If you guys laughed at all, please hit like on the video. If you know anybody that might enjoy my humor, go ahead and share the video with them. I'd be grateful to you. Just tell them, yeah, you got to see this guy, Lawrence. Lance? Travis. I'm such an idiot. I'm a moron. It's not that I'm a moron. You know what? I am going to get really good at remembering names. Next time we talk, I'm going to be throwing the name Travis out there as if it was my own name.